Hello, my name is Dharmanatha from Cambridge Buddhist Centre, and I would like to lead you through what we call a body scan, which is a very useful thing to do before we meditate. It's a practice in itself. So in a way, when we engage in a body scan, we're already meditating. We are already taking note of, becoming more aware of our current experience. And we make use of the body in this way because the body's here. The body tends to be with us, where we put it. And we can find that if we pay attention to the body, how it's sat, our experiences of the body, our senses, that can help the mind to arrive as well, or the mind to arrive more fully. Because our minds have a tendency to either be off somewhere in the future, wondering about what's happening this afternoon or this evening or tomorrow. Or sometimes our minds are back in the past, of course, so we're wondering and thinking about what happened this morning or earlier this week. So the body scan can help us arrive more fully, become more aware of our experience. So let's get comfortable. We're going to put a separate video out about posture. So if you're unfamiliar with posture, you may be able to go from here to that video. I'll just say a very few things about how we are sitting. So we can make sure that we have a firm base for this practice. And we do that by making sure that our feet are firmly in touch with the ground. So if we're on a chair, that our feet are flat on the ground. If your feet don't reach the ground on the chair, then just put a cushion or a blanket underneath. And if you're sat cross-legged or kneeling on cushions, then just making sure that your feet and your lower legs are firmly in touch with the ground. And the same goes for our bottom. So our bottom firmly in contact with the cushion or with the seat if we're on the chair. If we establish this connection with the ground through our lower body, then our upper body will sit comfortably on top, hopefully. So we can be relaxed but upright, alert but comfortable. So if you've done that, you may like to close your eyes. And all that I have said about posture, we can now feel. We can feel into our posture, so we can get a sense of feeling ourselves sat here in our meditation posture, sense of our connection with the ground, literally grounded. And the sense of the upper body rising up from the lower body, upright but not rigid, allowing the shoulders to drop back naturally, and the head just to balance on top of the spine. So again, not rigidly level. Head probably tilted slightly forward. And if we have our eyes closed, we may be able to feel where we need to make minor adjustments to our posture. And we may already have a sense of becoming more still. And as the body becomes more still, the mind too can settle down. And we can choose to notice a particular sensory input. It doesn't really matter which one we choose. So perhaps sound, We just choose to notice any sounds that are present. Just noticing. There's no need to follow the sound or think about it. Just a sound. Notice it's there. We can let it be there. And we can let go of it. And now we'll start to notice the body. Just taking our attention to various parts of the body, and we might start with the head. What can we feel in the way of sensation? Different areas of the head, the forehead, the nose, the eyes, around the eyes, the mouth, the jaw, the scalp, the ears, and in some of these areas we may have no sensation at all, and that's okay. Just noticing what we can. Not trying to change anything. Although if we do notice that we are holding any tension or tightness, we can let that go. And for this we may want to check the mouth, the jaw, around the eyes. And if we find any tension, we can gently let that fall down, drop away through the body into the ground, perhaps with an out breath. Now allowing the attention to drop down through the throat and the neck, the back of the neck. Into the shoulders, the upper arms, the lower arms, and the hands. Just gently inquiring as to what sensations are present. Some areas richer in sensation than others, so our hands in particular we may notice sensations of temperature, moisture, sense of touch, perhaps between the hands if we're holding our hands connected to each other, or the contact between your hands and your clothing. And allowing our attention now to drop down the back of the torso, shoulder blades, middle of the back, and the lower back. We pay close attention to this area, we may notice the movement of the back with the in-breath and the out-breath. And now allowing our attention to drop on the front of the torso, the chest, the belly. Perhaps noticing the more pronounced movement of the chest and the belly with the breath. Now the pelvic structure, hips, buttocks, groin. Pressure between the seat and our seat. Maybe a sense of this firm connection to the earth. Our attention dropping through the upper legs, the thighs, the tops of the thighs, the back of the thighs. Noticing sensation and the absence of sensation. Now the knees, the front of the knees, behind the knees. The shins and the calves. The ankles and the feet. A felt sense of the whole body. The whole body. noticing any difference between how we are now compared to how we were when we started this practice. The only movement in the body, the breath, gently entering and then leaving again. So before I ring a bell to mark the end of this particular practice, I'll just spend a minute or so noticing the breath. Just being with the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And taking as much time as you need to open your eyes when you're ready. Just gently setting the practice down. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the near future.